Good morning. Good morning. It is the third official day of the snow day. It snowed like 5 inches. I believe it was on Monday or Tuesday. So everybody's been home. 2 kids from college, men from college home. I just woke up, literally, when I say I just woke up like this, I didn't even brush my edges down. Younger son who decides that he wants to go to school, and he very hard to wake up. So just pray for me. Pray for me, y'all. Pray for me. So I was scheduled, and I always ask myself, you know, why am I like this? Why is my personality hot and cold? Why do I say the things out of my mouth with no thought? Well, let me not say no thought. I do think about what I say before I say it, but I say it anyway. I get it from my dad. R.I.P. Dr. Rusu. He always said, you know, mommy, he calls my mom mommy. Mommy doesn't like me to say certain things, but if I feel it, I'm going to say it, and I'm just going to say it, and then I'll just get in trouble later, but I'm saying it. I say this to say I am going through a personal health, I'm not going to say battle, because the battle is not mine, it's his, and I'm going to make it through. Fibroids. What the fuck is that about? What? I don't understand. Like, seriously, like what the fuck is fibroids about? Why? For years now, you know, the doctor's like, oh, you got fibroids, we gotta take it out. You got fibroids, we gotta take it out. I'm like, let somebody else do it. I don't want to do that. So I want to know, ladies, men, if you had a woman that you were with, ladies, if you went through this, or you had somebody that you knew went through this, how can you shrink fibroids? I've been looking it up online. The day before my surgery, this is the kind of Sagittarius that I am. The day before my surgery, Monday night, this tea is so good. I was Googling stuff. I was went on YouTube University, started to listen to some women that shrunk their fibroids by eating a paleotic diet, no sugars, no grains, no rice, you know, none of that stuff. But you're still able to eat the meats that you want. She even said you can eat pork. And online, I Googled it. They say you can eat pork, you can eat bacon. I'm the type of person that I grew up, my mother's father, Grandpa Kofi, he had a pig farm. So I grew up around pigs. I mean, they were like my friends. You know, I would talk to them. We would chill. Big pigs. I'm talking about huge, not Charlotte's Wed pigs. These mofos were huge. Like, I don't know whether it was because I was small. I thought they were so big. I asked my mom the other day. She was like, no, they were big. They were like half the size of the couch. I don't have a problem with pork. I don't have a problem with any food. I'm a foodie. I love to cook. I love to eat. So, you know, I have a relationship with pigs. I have a relationship with pigs that goes deeper than, well, they're not good for you. They eat trash. Pigs eat shit, so I'm not going to eat it. Oh, no. Go somewhere with that. My grandmother, and I go off on a tangent, so you're just going to have to follow with me. It's story time. I go off on a tangent sometimes. My grandmother, who I was named after, my father's mother, my grandma, I think she died when she was, I gotta ask my mom, I think she was 103 or 104. And the only reason why she died was because she was one of the last of her friends. And she stayed in a room. You know how it is in Africa. If you don't, I'm gonna let you know. Listen. They don't do the nursing homes, but they will keep grandma in a room tucked away somewhere. And bring her food. Like, to me as a child, and maybe this is not what happened, put the food under the door. Here you go, eat that. You know what I mean? Like, not really interacting with people and shit like that. So she said one day, I'm tired of this shit. I'm done. I'm not gonna eat anymore. I'm just done. I wanna go. So she wasn't sick or nothing. So I say that to say that she ate everything. Goat, pig, cow. I think the main thing different from Ghana and US is that they did not do the antibiotics for their, they didn't give their animals no fucking medicine. If they were sick, they just got over it or they died. That's it. You're not, Susie Lou, the cow, is not getting antibiotics. She's not getting hormones, none of that stuff. So it was very natural. They grow a lot of their stuff. Even my mom, she grows her own plantains, bananas, mangoes, spinach, corn. They actually go to the farm. They actually leave the house, walk. I mean, do you remember when your parents used to tell you and lie and say they walked 2, 3, 4 miles to school? No, they first of all, they weren't going to school. They were walking 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 20 miles to the farm. So they were fit. So what happened to the women back in the day before they had all these surgeries and they had fibroids that melanated women are susceptible to? What happened to that? They ain't cut those fibroids out. I have an appointment. First of all, let me go back to the fibroid story. My surgery was set for 8:30 a.m. on Tuesday. Anybody who lives in the DMV area, Maryland, knows what happened on Tuesday morning. When we woke up, no school, snowed in, 5, 6 inches. So the night before, I had already talked to my sons, talked to all of them. I mean, I had an emotional breakdown with them. Let me not advertise for Xfinity. They ain't paying me nothing. About why I didn't want to go to surgery. I felt some kind of way. Women, we have a sixth sense that God gave us. We can feel when something's not right. I was feeling like, if I go on that table and they open me up, I don't know. Like, I don't have a good feeling about coming out of that. You know what I'm saying? So I flat out was in Kweku's room. I called Kojo in there because he's in the basement as well. And Kweku's girlfriend was in the room too. And I said, I'm not doing the surgery tomorrow. I had already prepped them. We have a group text going. I already told them I'm going in. I told them I'm going to be down for 2 weeks. The recovery is about 6 weeks. No type of hanky-panky for 6 weeks. That alone was suspect to me. That alone, I was like, bruh. 6 weeks? 6 hours is a problem for me. Yeah, I'm the man in the relationship when it comes to that. I just don't play with me. And I was like, I'm not doing it. They were like, oh, we're going to put this inside of you, and we're going to put a cup, this and that. I'm like, ooh, so you taking away the fibroids is good. That's fine. And then the fibroids, like, it just hit me. Okay, they're about to take my fibroids away. That's great. The IED's in there. That's great. They can pull that out. Because I looked it up. That's another reason why you can get fibroids, is because you have an IED that's in there too long or just messing up stuff. It's a foreign object, so whatever. So it's big fibroids. I think they said, I gotta check the centimeters. It's about this big, maybe 3 of them. And then they said the uterus is the size of a 5-month-old baby. I'm like, oh, where? I'm kind of snatch, but I'm normally snatcher. I just made that up. So I'm like, damn. So I'm walking around with a 5-month-old baby in my stomach. So let me just go ahead and cut this all out. But one thing adds to another thing. So I want to know the natural way. So I'm changing my diet, and it's not going to be hard. It's hard if you say it's hard. Because one of the things that they say I can't have in my diet is rice. I can cook the hell out of jollof rice. Wache, What else? Even with the wache, you make it with the noodles. You eat it with the shito on the side. You know what I'm saying? I don't eat those foods a lot, but I like rice. Rice is a part of most diets, especially black people. You know what I'm saying? Especially Africans, even Chinese, Hispanic. All of us have rice in them. Sugars. I did find out that the fibroid is a benign tumor and it sends out signals in your body. I'm not saying the medical terms, just whatever. You know what I'm talking about. That it wants sugar. So I'm like, damn, I really have a bad sweet tooth. Got it from my mom. And it feeds on that. So I want to go on this journey, and I'm going to take y'all with me because I take you all on most all my journeys, raising my boys and my life, and the only thing I really don't journey on here is my love life. But I want to go the natural way. I don't want to get cut. Even my brother, the one that really made me change my mind, not even change my mind, it solidified my decision that I didn't want to do the surgery, was Kwabena, the one in Ghana, the baby. He was like, because I told him, I held off on telling him I was going to do the surgery until the last minute. Like, I was literally talking on the phone to him, and I was like, oh, by the way, I'm going to have a full hysterectomy on Tuesday. He's like, oh, what? Where did that come from? He wasn't happy. So when I told him that I wasn't going to do it, he was like, he was so relieved, because if you all know my history, my sister passed away with complications of asthma, with prescriptions that the doctor gave her. They gave her Cushing disease, and then eventually she hemorrhaged. I don't even know if the people close to me know the true story about how she died. I could talk about it now because she died in 2005, so I'm not going to get emotional, I don't think. I mean, so she was in her apartment, right? And at that point, she had married this guy named Kwekujia. Kwakku. Last name is spelled Duah. Yes, y'all can look him up. I think he still lives in Connecticut. So I digress. He left her alone, which we told him he can never do because she has the worst asthma. Anybody who grew up with us in Tallahassee, Florida, went to Bethlehem Church and was a part of YPD knows how bad Nana's asthma was. She will be talking to you like this one minute, and the next minute she can't breathe, like somebody's literally choking her. So anyway, he left. He was going to Connecticut to study. Let me do the air quotes. Study with his friends for like weeks, weekends, whatever. You're married, you don't need to be out the house overnight. You leave my house and you come back the next day, it's a problem. That's a problem. And especially when you're sick. So he left her there. What happened was that she was living in Boston, and she had the kind of apartment that the door automatically locks from the inside. I don't like those doors, I think, and the reason why I don't is because of what happened to my sister. So she called the ambulance for herself because she was having a bad asthma attack. And one of thousands that she had in Boston. And so she told the ambulance people, I'm going to leave the door unlocked. I'm in this apartment. So obviously she's having an asthma attack. And I know this because she called me and told me she was having an asthma attack. I called the people, whatever, and then got off the phone. They're there, whatever. So she went to unlock the door, and it locked behind them. The ambulance, the what do you call those people? The people that are on the ambulance. You know what I mean? The emergency people. They couldn't get to her in time. By the time they got to her, something had hemorrhaged and ruptured in her abdomen. I got to go back and listen to the audio tape that I took at the doctor. Something burst in her. So she internally bled. By the time she got to the hospital, she was pretty much dead. She was gone. At that point, I was in London on vacation with, at that point, it was Kofi, who is 19 now, was 6 months, and Kweku was 3. And I get this call that my sister passed. So anyways, that's what happened. So I say that to say I'm fearful of doctors' advice. I'm fearful of surgeries. I don't believe that doctors are all and be all. They're humans just like us, and they make errors. So that alone was psychologically damaging to me. So I don't like to take medication. It don't matter what it is. Even when I'm in pain, I'll tough it out unless it's really bad. So that's why I don't like to take medication, because the medication that they gave my sister gave her Cushing disease, which caused her to die of Cushing disease, not of, in Cushing disease, you can look it up. It's like inflammation. It makes you really big. Before she passed away, she looked like a cute little chubby brown Cabbage Patch doll, like all over. She was like a cushion, like a Michelin cushion. So she didn't die of asthma. She died of complications of asthma, which was a Cushing disease, which was because they overdosed her on prednisone, which is a steroid. She always was on prednisone. She lived on prednisone. You're only supposed to take prednisone for a little amount of time and get off. All doctors, you can comment in the comments, are you supposed to put your patient on prednisone for the rest of their life? Like, she took prednisone like blood pressure medicine. She took prednisone like vitamins every single day. She took prednisone. She was prescribed that. So that also added to the Cushing disease because of the steroids and all that. So anyways, so that's why I don't like medication. That's why I don't trust when doctors give me medication, because y'all killed my sister. That's what I did, essentially. For real. Then the life had the nerve to take my father. Well, I'm giving you all the tea today. My father, Dr. Rusu, my dad. Everybody loves him. I don't know anybody that doesn't love my dad. I don't know anybody who has been around him. He has that spirit in him that he passed on to me and my siblings of love everybody, help everybody. He brought so many people from Ghana to the engineering school, industrial engineering school in FAMU and FSU College of Engineering. He wrote so many letters. He wrote grants. My dad made robots in engineering robots that can clean up stuff. I'm like, can you bring that motherfucker home? So we can, like, these chores are starting to get disrespectful. Like, do we have to do that? Very smart, very loving, very open. So he passed. He passed, but the doctors killed him. Period. There's no other way to say that. You already know African medicine is not the way and what it needs to be in Africa. So what happened was that he was having some constipation and couldn't go to the bathroom for like days. And I'm very close to my parents. Even though they live in Ghana, I call them in the morning, in the afternoon, and the evening, 3 times a day. So my dad told me, well, I'm sick, I can't go to the bathroom, mommy's gonna take me to the doctor, blah, 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 blah. I was like, okay, just don't do no surgery, don't listen to them. If they tell you need surgery, who cares? I'd rather you be full of crap than to go under the knife over there. So anyways, everybody gave me that advice. That didn't happen, long story short. And he had the surgery. They didn't check his blood pressure. Check his blood pressure. It was too low, too high, whatever. So after the surgery that was successfully done, hear that. Coco, I'm telling the story. I'm almost done. You need to wait. I'm talking. Successfully done. And my mom called me and said everything was done. And I got on the phone with my dad. He was like, chocolate. I said, he calls me chocolate. I'm okay. I'm tired, but I'm going to get some rest. But the surgery went well. Okay. no more than, it wasn't even 20 minutes that my mom called me crying. Oh my God, he's gone. He's gone. They took him. He's gone. I'm thinking, what? They had complications and the nurse took him somewhere? What? Who took who? Your dad is dead. You're a liar, bro. I would never forget it. I was in the front office at my job and I fell to my knees. I was a property manager at a big apartment complex doing $1 million project. I think it's a $150 million project. Tail end of it. I called, it's kind of a blur. I think I called my cousin, Nantichwa. Then I texted in the group text to my kids, my dad just died. I'm on my way to pick you up from school. That's it. I don't remember driving home. I don't remember how I got to the school. I emailed a group email that all the managers are on, and I emailed them and said, my dad just passed away and I'm leaving the office right now. Somebody needs to come take over. I didn't even give him a chance to come. I just locked the door and left. So that's why I'm scared to have surgery. Because all 3 of my boys were C-sections. So that's 3 surgeries. Then I had another surgery, that's 4th. So it's gonna be my 5th surgery. And after, like, the trauma, you know, I majored in psychology, so I am a psychologist, not practicing. The trauma of my sister passing away because of the medication that the doctor gave them. And doctors, when I tell them the story, they do, oh, my nail's so pretty, I love that. That's so, yeah. When I tell them the story, they're like, yeah, that's an extreme case, but go ahead and take this med. No, did you just hear what the fuck I said? I don't believe you. I don't trust you. I believe that you're giving me something to kill me. And I believe that when you are taking me into surgery, anything can happen and I cannot come out. And sit up here. Come on. And that's why I was crying to the boys. I'm like, how, if I'm not here, who the hell's going to take care of y'all? You know, who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? So, y'all pray for me. The surgery is to let somebody else do it. I'm not interested at all going under the knife again. I want to know, does anybody know about any natural medications? I already have one that I'm going to put under this post that I got from this some Arabs that I went to. It's bitters. I know bitters work for sure. I'm a Ghanaian. We do natural medication first. So bitters do work. And it's for inflammation. It's for fibroids, uterus, and all that stuff to lower the inflammation on that. And the paleo diet, I'm going to put that under the video as well. That's what I'm looking into. So I'm going to go back to university, the YouTube university, and get more advice. But that's my story about, I can't believe I just told y'all all that. I just really, this morning, something is in this tea, Coco. Because I know that people are going through what I'm going through, you know. So, give me some advice. Let a girl know what you all think about that. So, I'm not going to plug my business. Because y'all already know I'm the money lady, so you already know where to find me. That's it. So, let's see what happens. All right. Love y'all.